to the cardiac meditation group. We have two groups. Everybody is with the cardiac, just in case you're wondering, everybody's with the cardiac program in some way or another. So either the cardiac rehab or cardiac function clinic, which is heart failure. So I've combined the two groups this time so that we can include more people. But still everybody dealing with various different heart issues. So welcome. I hope you're all doing as well as you can be, given all of the things going on these days, right? I'm hoping that the meditation is going to help you all to cope with any things that are happening. And don't mind me, people are still coming in. I'm just going to keep talking as they come in and maybe mark their names off as I see them. Vanessa and, oh, Sandra, there she is. Hello.
I had such trouble getting in.
I'm so sorry.
What happened?
I don't know. There's some discrepancy in some numbers somewhere. But anyway.
Okay, I'm on my phone. I guess that's okay.
Okay, yeah. So, and sometimes it's the device. I don't know. Technology, very complicated.
Yeah.
Anyway, but look at you all. There's so many of you that made it today. It's amazing. Good work on the. You got 2 thumbs up for your ability to use technology. So a couple things I want to say just before we get going. One is that if for some reason I disappear on your screen, just wait a moment, don't leave, I'll come right back. Sometimes that happens where I'll disappear and come back. It's just my connection is sometimes just does that. So we have to tolerate that. Uh-oh, Peter, you're on 2 devices, I think. That's what happens, yeah. If you're on 2 devices, it'll really squeal.
Yeah, I'm only on 1 now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, the other guy is like not doing much. Okay, good. The other thing I wanted to say is don't worry about muting your microphone unless you don't want to say anything or don't want any of the sound in your background to play. But once we start the meditation, I'm going to mute everybody's microphone so that we can have the meditation portion quiet. But at the beginning, I'd like to ask you a few questions and give you a chance to comment or ask things. And so I want you to have your microphones on if you can. It's not mandatory, just whatever feels right for you. Okay, and I am recording the session so that if for some reason you can't make it to the class today, not today, one of the other days, then you can watch it later. And I'll send those. I'm going to try and send those links. I'm not promising, but I'm going to try and send them after the class or the following Tuesday, which is the next day that I work for the hospital. So I'm going to try and send them in on every Tuesday, but don't count on that. I will try my best. It's sometimes putting it, and I put it up on YouTube, so it's not always, it's not always easy. Okay, so how many people have, just a show of hands, because I can see you, which is so nice. How many people have done meditation before? Yeah, oh, look at that. Lots of people. Great. Okay, so the class that I'm teaching, so I'll invite you to give information if we're sharing your experience, your previous experience. If you're brand new, not to worry. This is a class that's welcome for really open to everybody, whether you've been meditating very little or quite a bit, doesn't matter. Or this is their very first time. How many people it's their very first time meditating? Okay, a few. Nice. Welcome. Well, that's good. I hope you love it as much as I do. And hopefully some of the other people, I imagine, really enjoy it too as they're coming back. People seem to be coming back. So that's nice. Okay. So I imagine everybody got a copy of this, which just sort of tells you what we're doing each week. I'll show this.
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think I got a copy of that either.
Okay.
No.
It's,
I didn't.
Yeah, I
oh,
didn't
no?
either.
Okay. It should have been somewhere. Anyway, I can send it to you. I will do that. I'll just ask Linda to send it to you because I've got, she's got all of your emails. So I'll get her to send out that. Pardon me?
It's in a newsletter. I don't know whether maybe a different group is.
Oh yeah, it is in the newsletter. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does
Oh,
every?
it is. Oh, okay.
Yes. I
Newsletter this week.
Oops.
Yeah, and maybe last week too. Yeah. Okay. So
Oh dear.
that's okay. Not to worry. Yeah. Okay. So then I won't send it. You can just grab it in the newsletter last week. Oh, except for Bela, who is not in. It doesn't get that newsletter. Yeah. Okay. You can hear me. I can hear, or you can hear me. I can't hear you. That's okay. All right. So I'm just going to ask really quickly a sprinkling of suggestions or ideas of what you were hoping to get from the class. I ask that at the beginning of every class, and I do try to have a look and see if we can meet your needs. So if someone has an idea of what they want or hoping to get from this short session of classes, I would be open to hearing that.
I just, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Alignment. Thank you. And body alignment better? Corrected a bit?
Okay, body alignment, good.
For me, is to calm the body down so it's more relaxed.
Okay,
Yeah, me too, less anxiety.
Yes, right.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I actually have, I got this book. I haven't read it yet, but it's called
The posture better.
Meditation.
The Posture of Meditation. I'm so excited. So yeah, so I will, a practical manual for meditators of all traditions. So I'm going to read that, and I will hopefully be able to share some of that with you during the class. What else? What else are people hoping to get from the class? Anything else anyone's looking for? Sorry.
Welcome back.
Did I disappear? I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, you spent a long time looking at your book.
Did I? Oh,
Yes.
wow, way back then. Okay. Who else? What
More
else?
Mindful, Gwen.
More mindful? Okay, mindful.
Which I got, it like helps anxiety. Yeah, that's-
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So you're welcome to suggest more ideas of what you'd like to get from the class, but is there anyone who already meditates who can share what they're already experiencing from meditating?
It helps me breathe deeper.
Okay.
So it kind of relaxes me. And sometimes when I feel anxious, if I remember to breathe and be thoughtful and meditate, I feel better, but sometimes I forget.
Of course. Yeah. The human condition, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just kind of talk about that, which is
Oh, sorry, be energized.
be energized. Yeah. Well, you know, I just meant, and I can't spell and talk at the same time. You know, about energy, you know, I think that is one of the things I've noticed this, I don't know, for this past while with meditation, that even if I don't sleep that well, I'll often feel okay the next day. And I credit that to meditation.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it really, really helps with energy. Partially. Other things too. Okay. So, I don't know if I said this when everyone was present. I don't think I did. So I'll just repeat this, which is that My background is yoga teacher training. So I have my yoga teaching certificate from Sandra San Martino, who Gwen has gone to classes with in the past. So that's where my yoga orientation is coming from. And it isn't, I would say it's not a specific type of meditation, possibly Buddhist or Vipassana are the closest that I'm aware of. But it's really, and this course that I put together for all of you is really meant just to, you know, give you an introduction to meditation, give you a place to come and meditate together. And if you are a meditator and you've stopped meditating, it's a place to come back to meditation, to reintroduce it. And so that you can maybe start to do the meditation on a regular basis. All right, so, and I'm also the social worker and counselor in the cardiac rehab program, if some of you might not know that, but that's my role in the program, and I've been teaching the meditation now for a few years. It's been lovely, and these groups, the people that come together in these classes, wow, some really nice folks you all are. Yeah, some really, really nice people. So it's nice to, I mean, when we were all in the gym together, it was nice to get together and for you to all maybe get to know each other. But here you can sort of know each other, and you know, if at the end of the course you want to share your email with everybody and keep in touch, you're welcome to do that. Okay, so today, if you didn't notice in the newsletter, the schedule, but today we're just starting with the very basics, and I start all the sessions with this. Oh, and I will mention this, that I decided to do an 8-week course. A lot of the other meditation sessions that I've done were shorter. They were only, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, that kind of thing, but I decided to do an 8-week session so that we can really practice and really get more familiar with some of the techniques, because they're uh-oh, did I disappear again?
Oh no.
Am I here?
You'll come back. It just takes time.
Yeah.
She warned us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've disappeared again. Hold on.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for your patience. Yep. Let's see. So I always start with alignment, because when we are sitting up nice and tall, there's a sort of energy that can move through our body more easily. If you picture I always picture my spine. That's sort of where our nervous system is wound up, right? So I always think of energy moving sort of up that spine. So the straighter you can be, the better. I realize though that some people have pain, right? A lot of people are struggling with pain, from what I know. So above all else, when you're meditating, be comfortable, right? I want you to practice and try and sit up straight, try and align your body. But if you are in pain, do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. That's so important, okay? So whatever I say, if I say try to sit up straight and that really hurts for you, then don't do that. But really pay attention to your body and do your best. That's all, right? And we can sort of retrain our bodies, right, to do what we want. So if sitting up like this, your muscles get tired really quickly, then have a chair or sit against the wall and sit for a little bit, and then lean against the wall and rest, and then sit for a little bit and lean against the wall if you can. But if you're experiencing chronic pain or some kind of acute injury, absolutely take care of yourself and do what you need to do. You can do the meditation sitting up or sitting on a chair. You can sit on the floor, which I'll show you in a moment. You can sit in a chair, or you can lie down. But again, keeping in mind, listening to your body, but also doing your best to try and realign your body, right? That's one of the goals in the class, is to try and realign your body. And the neat thing is we can see ourselves, right? We can see ourselves, so we can see if we're like kind of leaning to one side or something when they're like, straighten yourself out. Okay, if you notice you're kind of starting to come forward, which we do, then remind yourself to sit up more straight. Of course, you'll have your eyes closed for the meditation portion, but when we are awake and aware, you can just picture yourself sitting like this, even with your eyes closed. Okay, so let's begin with alignment. So I'm going to walk back here. If anyone has trouble hearing me, please let me know. If you can stand up, I encourage you to do that. I don't need my glasses. Okay, so stand up if you can. It doesn't matter. I don't need to see you see your whole body. Just want to make sure that you can see me, so that you know what we're doing. All right, take a nice breath. Good. Stand up nice and straight if you can. Nice. So the first point of alignment, and I'm going to give you the whole body alignment, even though we'll mostly be sitting, but the alignment really starts with our feet. So on the side of your foot is a little pad. On the side of the foot is a pad. You don't have to do this, but there's a little pad on the outside of your foot. You might notice that. And what you want to do is you want that pad to be tucked under. As we get older, it sort of splays out, and your feet might get flatter and flatter. And that'll do all kinds of different things to your, not only your feet, but your whole body. So you want that little pad. It's meant to cushion your foot. So if it's splaying out, you're no longer getting that cushion. So you want to tuck that little pad under, and you just do that by putting it onto the floor like this. So put your foot sideways and just use the floor or a mat. If you have a sticky mat, it's great because it kind of sticks then, like sticky yoga mat. But if you don't worry. And I meant to say this at the beginning, but use anything in your house for props, for things to sit on, to put under your knees, to make you more comfortable. Just use whatever you have, pillows, blankets. If you have yoga blocks or a mat, then go ahead and use those, but not necessary to meditate, that's for sure. All right, so bring that pad under, the pad on the side of the foot onto the floor, trying to tuck it under. And then lift your toes up and set your foot down.
I can't.
Good.
Okay.
Up and up. Okay, now take your other foot. Are you still there?
No, we're missing a lot of what you're saying because you're cutting out constantly.
Okay.
Can't
Thank you.
hear.
Just wait. What I'm going to do, I think you're catching somebody else's, some of the stuff that's happening in the background. So what I'm going to do is mute everyone. I'm going to mute all your microphones. If you need to say something, just unmute yourself. Okay, here we go. I'm muting everybody. Yes. Okay. Okay, so now everyone's muted. You should be able to hear me. All right. So this pad on the side of the foot is meant to cushion your foot. You want to tuck that under. So bring your foot down to the floor on the side and push that under so that we get that cushion back. Lift your toes up and bring your foot flat onto the floor. Okay, that's foot number one. And you want your foot to be straight, facing straight out. Sometimes we stand like this or like this. You can't see. Sometimes our foot goes in or out. You want it straight. So I'm going to tuck that pad under, lift my toes up, and then set my foot down. Okay? Now, let's do the other foot. So, bring that other foot right beside the other one. Again, you want both your feet are straight, facing straight. So tuck that pad under, lift your toes up, and set your toes down. If you're not quite sure of this, you didn't quite get it, it'll be on the recording. You can see on the recording a little bit better. That, I don't know, that camera's better or something. But you can go back and look at this later if you want on YouTube. All right, so set your toes down. So your feet should be nice and straight, facing forward, not out to the side, not pointing together. Okay. Now, you might notice that your knees go out. I should have wore different pants, but I'll roll these up so I can show you. So what happens to my legs, they go out a bit, just a little, but I can pull them in with my muscles, right? I can pull them back in, but that's my legs. Everyone's a little bit different, right? If I put my feet side by side, you can see it more obviously. There's a little hole here, which ideally they would be nice together. So I can pull my legs together and twist them around so that my knees are facing forward. So everyone's body is slightly different. You just have to notice what's happening in your body. And if you need a break, yeah, sit down, lie down, do whatever you need to do. You can just listen. Totally fine. All right. So that's the feet, so important. And the legs, the knees, right? We want to be straight. Now we're at the hips. So bring your hands onto your hips. And you can stay facing me because your feet are aligned. Ideally, your knees are aligned, your legs. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me from the side. And what's happening on the side, shouldn't wear these clothes, but anyway, so here we go. So from the side, what you want to do is tilt your hips, tilt your tailbone up, tilt your tailbone under, and then come into the center. So I have a friend who has this real curve to her back. So you want to make sure you're in the center, okay? And same with your rib cage. So your rib cage will sometimes stick out. Some people walk like that, right? That's how they stand. And that rib cage, they call that armoring. It's like like defense. Or we collapse. Sometimes we fall right forward and we're walking like that. We don't want that either. So the rib cage, not tilted up, not tilted in, but nicely flat. So your ribs are kind of tucked in, okay? That's the ribs. Now we come to the shoulders. I think I was talking about this last time. I'm working on getting my shoulder blades to sit firmly on my back. So I'll show you that from the front. All right, I have to readjust my feet now, and my knees, and my hips, and my ribs. So now we're at the shoulders. Bring your elbows close to your waist, hands, palms up, and then bring your hands out to the side. What that does is it takes your shoulders back and down, right? We're a tendency to do that, but we want to take them back and down. Okay, without popping your ribs up. Keep your ribs nicely tucked in. Okay, now, without disturbing your shoulders too much, let your arms drop to the side and let your hands fall. So you might notice my hands kind of stick out a little bit, right? I've been working on it though. But if I want my shoulder blades to be in the proper spot, my arms might stick out a little bit because they've been used to me standing like that. So I'm working on it. Keep working on that. That's a really important one. All of these are important. All right, so now the last one is your head and your neck. They're kind of together. The way we adjust the head and the neck is by imagining that there's something on the top of your head. So somebody has a string at the back of the top of your head. I'll just kneel down so you can see me. So the back of the top of my head. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing this, I'm going to pull up. And everything kind of aligns. If I pull up on the top of my head, my whole body comes up. It's like my whole spine is on a string. And if I pull up on this one spot on that string, everything comes into alignment. So that's a nice little trick. So I always encourage people to try and have that alignment as best you can wherever you go. So if you're standing at an elevator, just align your body, get your shoulders back, see what your knees are doing, see what your feet are doing. Feet are tricky if you're wearing shoes. And they've disappeared on the Zoom session. Oh, they're back. Hi everyone. Sorry. Okay, did you miss anything? Okay, can you hear me again? Wave, can you hear me? Yeah? No sound? Okay, just a minute. Oh, I'm muted. Just a minute. Unmute. Okay, now can you hear me? Good? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so did you hear me tell you about the string on the top of your head? Yes? Good. Okay. What I want you to do now is go into your seated position. So if I'm going to sit on this bolster, but you can easily sit on yoga blocks or a chair or your couch. But if you can get something that's a little more firm, that's better. If you're sitting on the floor, or even in the chair, it helps if you have something to push your hips forward a bit. So it's like it's a bit higher in the back, under the back of your butt, because that kind of tilts your hips forward. I'll show you the difference. Can I do it on the floor? No, I can't. I can do it on these blocks. I'll show you. So if I sit on these blocks like this, I can sit like this, but you can see my back's a bit rounded back like this, and then everything in here is collapsing. But if I sit forward and I move maybe to the edge of this, then now my hips are tilting a little bit, and this nice natural curve in my spine comes back. And I'm a little more aligned than I was. So you can do this kind of thing with whatever. You just sit on the edge of it and it sort of pushes you forward. It's just catching your tailbone, your sitting bones, and pushing you forward. So if you have a little cushion to put in your chair or something like that, that's a good thing. Okay, so in your seated position, just remember all of those things we just talked about. If you're sitting on the floor and your legs kind of sit up like this, put something underneath them. Blanket, pillows, whatever. Just prop them up so that they can rest. So they're not just suspended in air, because what will happen is they'll get tired, right? But if they can go down, then let them sit down. All right. Okay. Now, for your arms, you can do several things with your arms. So realign your position, starting at the sitting bones, first of all. So you start at the sitting bones, notice how your spine is nice and tall, make sure your rib cage is tucked under, and bring your shoulders back. And set your hands down. Try to leave your shoulders where they are and bring your hands onto your knees. You can make a little circle with your finger, the second finger, or the first one. These little mudras do different things. We can talk about that a little bit in one of the classes, because it's a longer class session, so I can talk about mudras. And we just set them down on our knees or in the arms of the chair, whatever you have. Or you can put your hands in a little circle on your lap. However, it might feel more natural if there's something for them to sit on, if you're sitting on the floor, so that your arms aren't dragging way down, they're kind of sitting up. This is the one we always see, right? When we think about meditation, we always see people in this position. Very nice. All right. So pick your favorite mudra. I think I'm going to use my this one today. But pick whatever you like. You could try one today, try one next week, try a different one the next week. And same with your seated position, right? If today you're like, oof, I was so uncomfortable, grab a different chair, put your pillows different, whatever it is you need to do, just mix it up so that you're comfortable. Or if you just want to try something new, maybe you're going to grab a meditation cushion. Maybe you see one somewhere and you're like, oh, I'm going to get one of those. They're very comfortable, by the way. I like them a lot. My little bolster does the trick though. I like it. Or my ball. I have different things I use. All right. So let's go into a meditation today. So just take a nice deep breath now that you're in your seated position. Good, and exhale. Seated or lying down. If you need to lie down, please lie down. And if you're lying down, bring your hands onto right beside you with your palms facing up, and your legs are just about 6 inches apart. And just let them fall to the side as they would naturally. So you want alignment wherever you are, even if you're lying down. But you get the basic idea of alignment. Okay. Once you're in the position that you'd like to be in, if you're holding your phone, you might want to just set it down. You don't need to see me now. Close your eyes. Take another deep breath in. Trying to fill your whole body up with air. And exhale. And as we go into this meditation, don't worry if your mind is busy. It might be busy. That's okay. You're still meditating, even if your mind is busy. Because the difference is you're noticing that your mind is busy. So if you have a busy mind today, just notice it. And I want you to just notice your breath right now. Just notice what your breath is doing. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it fast? Slow? Just notice what it's doing. If it feels comfortable, just leave it as is. You may want to adjust it. But just have a normal breath. You don't want to be deep. When you're meditating, you just want kind of a comfortable breath, not too shallow, but it doesn't have to be super deep or anything. Just notice what your body does when you allow your body to breathe. So, sorry, I'm just going to go shut that door. Stay there. I'm going to shut the window. So, keeping your attention on your breath, we're going to go into a silent meditation. And you can say to yourself, so hum. You can inhale to so and exhale to hum. So hum. I am that I am. That's what that means. It's Sanskrit for I am that I am. If you'd rather say that, you can just say that. Good. And if you have thoughts, just notice your thoughts and let them come and let them go. You don't have to hold on to them or push them away. Just notice your thoughts and let them come and let them go. And bring your attention back to your breath. And just move into silent meditation. So just begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. And come back into the room. Good. Take a nice breath. And I usually like to end the class quietly. So I'm going to end by saying namaste. If you have questions, please bring your questions to the beginning of our next class, okay? I'm not sure if you hear me, but namaste, everyone. Have a nice evening. I'll see you next week. Thank you for coming. If you have questions today, just stay after the class and unmute yourself, and I'll wait and chat with you, okay? Bye-bye.